Hey everybody, Tchadas here, host of Our Native Land through Czech Podcast Studios in Victoria, British Columbia. We're recording this day before Canada Day, and as we've been approaching Canada Day, there's been a lot of opinions and conversations about this Canada Day being a little different due to the discovery of the 215 unmarked graves in Kamloops, and then the another 700 plus that was just discovered as well. So the idea of Canada Day is being put into question of celebrating it or how to celebrate it or should it be celebrated at all. So I interview a lot of people on the show. I like being educational, just learning and passing on the information to you, the listener, the viewer, and having a fun time while we do it. But I'm human too. I got an opinion, and sometimes I feel like I gotta say something. So I got the opportunity, I have the platform, so why not? It might not be popular opinion, but that's okay. If you don't like what I have to say, you can switch podcasts or click the next video, and we can still be friends if you want. Um, I was driving here on the way to work, um, and I was listening to the different interviews on the radio and a lot of different opinions about it was mostly Indigenous people that were um, on the show, and a lot of the people on the show, when they were asked, are you going to be celebrating Canada Day? They talked about Canada Day. The main message that I was listening to was, why celebrate Canada? There's nothing to be proud of right now. And I disagree. I disagree. Um, there's been a lot of terrible things that have happened, and by celebrating Canada Day, it doesn't unacknowledge what happened. It's a birthday, um, and we've been celebrating it every year, and I enjoy it. I'm proud to be Canadian. I just went to the hospital and got stitches, and I was able to go in and out a reasonable amount of time, not pay any real money, and get healthcare service right away and feel taken care of, and right in that moment, I was proud. I was like, oh, this is a great Canadian healthcare system that a lot of people around the world talk about. It's not the best, but it's one that's maybe better than some other places. So I was instantly proud of that. We live in a democracy. I'm able to go vote. I'm able to, I'm going to go get an education this September, and improve my life and my for my family and hopefully get a job that I want and that I like. So I'm grateful for all these things, and part of being grateful and having those opportunities is that I'm in a country that allows me to do these things, regardless if I'm Indigenous or not. So I just for me, like I'm proud to be Canadian. I think there are a lot of things to celebrate, but that doesn't mean that I or we or whoever can agree with my opinion that we forget about the past. And I've talked about this when it comes to reconciliation, and I hate to say the word, but in a nutshell, reconciliation to me, in a sense, is acknowledging the wrongdoing of the past, and that's what's happening now with what's coming out in the news and everything regarding residential schools. That's just the tip of the iceberg, but we're acknowledging this, and that's the first important thing about reconciliation to me. And the next thing is to apologize. There has been, public apologies to the Indigenous people, and I believe there's more on the way. So acknowledging the tragic past, the apologizing, and looking at the change to the approach is how we are going to approach now and moving forward. And I think that's what's happening, with the TRC now that, maybe took a little too long, but, here we are, it's happening. Funds are being moved and the actions are being taken. As much as we can see right now, more to follow, hopefully. And then the next thing is to forgive. That there has to be some forgiveness at some point, and that does forgiveness isn't forgetting. If forgiveness is okay, this has happened. How are we going to move on? And that's the reconciliation. The TRC is to remember, apologize, forgive, so we can move on together. Not just Indigenous people, but all of Canadians. We can move on together and build a future that is fair, responsible, and respectful, and can be a future that we're proud of together, Indigenous or not. Filipino, Chinese, Japanese. It doesn't matter. All of us, all Canadians, let's build this future that we're proud of together, and celebrating Canada Day in a way that we are going to remember what happened, but let's be Canadian together. We're known for being polite and nice, so let's all be nice and polite together, and reach out, educate yourself more about, residential schools and the past of Indigenous people. You can do all that, integrate that into your Canada Day, and together we'll celebrate the future and the resilience of Indigenous people, because we're still here and we're not going anywheres. And look how far we've come despite all the terrible things that have happened. We're here today, and we're here on Canada Day, and I'm here to be proud on Canada Day. Maybe not of the past, but of the future that I see for me and any Indigenous person looks brighter than it was if we were talking about Canada Day 40, 50, 60 years ago. Just my opinion. And like I said, it might be unpopular and not every person will agree, but like I said, if you don't like it, we can still be friends. You just listen to something else when I'm talking about this. But I'm proud to be Canadian, and I'm gonna celebrate it in a respectful, educational manner. And when my son is older, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'll be able to share it with him and educate him, and we're gonna have fun too. So, anyways, that's my opinion. So thanks so much for listening, and happy Canada Day.